If we examine the Star Wars sequel trilogy by Disney and Lucasfilm, we do know that there are a lot of flaws in these movies. A lot of fans out there have problems, especially with The Last Jedi, and even The Rise of Skywalker at that. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this movie was quite a divisive movie. Nothing as much as what The Last Jedi was in comparison to The Rise of Skywalker, that's for certain. But obviously there is a split fan base still, even with Episode 9. A lot of people that I talk to either love or hate the movie. I myself am kind of in between. There's a lot of scenes that I love and hate in this movie. Like I've said before in the past, I believe it's a decent Star Wars movie, but I also believe that the leadership, Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm, really needs to go right now, but she won't be leaving until sometime in 2021, where they are actually looking for a replacement as we speak, and that is a telltale sign of her actually leaving very soon. Now, on top of all of this, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are doing, exactly what happened with the production for The Rise of Skywalker, and what J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio really had to go through. And I think it's one of the main reasons as to why this movie went through so much trouble is because, yes, there were creative differences here and there between Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. and Chris Terrio at times, which is one of the main reasons as to why we had a lot of reshoots and had a lot of rewrites, etc. Now, on top of all of this, both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing their new Star Wars universe, also known as their new expanded universe, that will take Star Wars into a different direction for the fans around the world. Since the release of Episode 9, many of the creatives, such as J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, have been talking in numerous interviews about the film and what they initially planned before the reshoots and more. Now, it's noted that through many of the various interviews from different media outlets out there, Kathleen Kennedy was able to talk about The Rise of Skywalker and the future of Star Wars, stating that Episode 9 was the toughest production out of all three Star Wars films that they produced for the Skywalker saga, and that it was indeed a rushed production, where they had nearly 5 months less than what they had with The Force Awakens to deal with. Now, Kennedy notes that the rush production also led to a shortened film, and that they even thought about splitting the movies into 2 different parts, and that she had discussed this with co-writer Chris Terrio and director J.J. Abrams. However, Disney's CEO Bob Iger did not want to do this, as it would break the trilogy format and would interfere with their other planned Disney-related movies. Also, Kennedy states that they are not done with the Skywalkers just yet, and that they will be re-exploring the Skywalkers and live action and other forms of material in unexpected ways for the fans around the world. Kennedy also states that moving forward, they also have made major mistakes in how they actually handled the franchise with the Star Wars story films that led to a cancellation of other 10 years worth of Star Wars movies, and that they are looking to fix this by exploring new live-action TV series on Disney Plus and their new Star Wars movies that are going to be in the form of 3 new films throughout this decade. So, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy, let's talk about this for a bit here. I'm sure that you guys heard about the Kenobi TV series news just yesterday. I decided to not really talk about it, but there is something going on with the Kenobi TV show. In case you guys did not know, Ewan McGregor spoke about this, and he really made things clear, is that the release date is not being delayed. So don't worry about that at all. They never really released an actual date for this new TV show, but a lot of this has to do with Kathleen Kennedy once again. She wants to change some of the scripts. She wants to expand on some of the stories. She wants to insert more elements to the Kenobi TV show. And hence, that's exactly why the principal photography stage of the actual TV show was moved from August of this year all the way until January of 2021. But still, regardless, the release date is not being shifted, which is a little hard to believe, I know. But with that being said, I think it just shows us that Kathleen Kennedy is somebody that really needs to be replaced ASAP. You know, when we look at her leadership skills, they really aren't that great. Now, how Kathleen Kennedy states that the rush production really was a thing for The Rise of Skywalker, I think it's one of the main reasons as to why. It feels convoluted, and yes, moving way too fast in the first act especially, and even parts of the second act of this film, right? And how the Skywalkers are going to come back in the form of live action and other forms of canon material, I think is also another thing to look forward to. I think that this really does dive directly into the rumors that we've been talking about that, of course, obviously Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to really bring back the Skywalker saga in numerous ways on Disney Plus. And I think it's a smart move. I really do. I think it's a desperate attempt at best. Yes, it is. But at least we're going to be getting more Skywalker-oriented material on Disney Plus in some way, shape, or form. And I think a lot of this has obviously to do with the Kenobi TV series, how they're getting Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker, and stuff around those lines, in the forms of visions and nightmares, etc. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about everything related to Kathleen Kennedy, what you have to say about the current state of Star Wars. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.